welcome to your last workout of City to Summit. This is week 4, workout 2. I'm going to tell you briefly what you'll need for all 3 circuits, and then we'll dive right in. So for today, I recommend 2 textbooks. I'm not just holding this to read. And then we're going to use a chair as well as any weights that you might need, whether that's a backpack or blocks or water bottles. So for circuit A, you're going to start with goddess pose pulses. So you can add some weight to this by putting a backpack on, or you don't have to. You're going to bring your feet out way wider than hips, so distance apart, toes turned out, heels in. You're then going to sit your bum back and press your knees out. You're going to pulse. Really small pulses. We're doing 20. Getting those inner thighs, quads, everything burning there. If you want to add your backpack, that might make it a little bit harder. You're then going to stand on one foot. This is a little tricky PT trick, but it's going to be really helpful for hiking. You're going to stand on one leg, and you're going to look straight ahead and focus on something that's not moving. My eyes are going to stay there, and my head's going to turn side to side as quickly as I can, 10 times, and then on the other. If that feels really easy to you, awesome work. You can grab a pillow or a blanket, and you're going to stand on that. Same thing. Eyes are focused on something that's not moving. Head's turning side to side as quickly as you can. A little trickier balance than you'd probably expect. 10 side-to-side head turns on each side. You're then going to build a little fun thing for yourself. So usually 2 textbooks work here. I have blocks, so I'm going to use those. You're going to put a textbook like so, and the other one like this to make a little decline board. You're then going to put both feet on said textbook. This actually might be a little too high for me. There we go. Oops. There we go. That's how I always do it. And you're going to do some decline squats. You can also take a piece of wood and just lay it over a textbook as well. I have a really fun thing made, thank you to my assistant, for these decline squats. But you can just lay a piece of plywood on a stair. You're going to do 10 of those. Last but not least here, you can break this down if you want. You're going to do a side lunge to a hop. So you're going to lunge, stand, hop. You're going to do 10 on each side, getting some nice height there. So once again, from the top, we have goddess pose, pulses. We have single leg stand with head turns, some decline squats, and side lunge to a hop. Everything is 10. Set your timer for 10 minutes. Let's do it. Great. Welcome back to Circuit B. I forgot 2 very important pieces of equipment that you guys need for this circuit, a band and a towel. If you need a second, pause the video and go grab it. So for our first one, we're going to do single leg bridge slide outs. So you're going to put your towel down. One heel is going to go on the towel, the toes down. You're going to lay all the way down and have your opposite leg straight up. You're going to either bend your knee, keep it straight, or cross it over. I'm going to cross it over because I know this is how I can do it best. You're going to lift your hips up, slide out as far as you can, and back in. It's really hard on the hamstring, so for me, I know I can't go super far. If I wanted to make it a little easier, I'd kick stand my opposite foot. It's a little too easy, so maybe I'll kickstand my toes. There we go. You're going to do 10 on one side, really focusing on this hamstring, and then 10 on the other. Like so. Your hips are going to stay as lifted as you can, but they can lower a little bit as long as you're not feeling it in your low back. We're then going to go to planks with hip flexion. This is one of my personal favorites. You're going to take the band and put it around the arch of your foot, right over your laces. You're going to walk yourself out into a plank, shoulders over rest, and then have your feet come back. You're going to bring your knee to your elbow and back. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. I don't want you alternating for this one because I want you to really work on your hip flexors on each side here while stabilizing your core. You're then gonna lay on your back for some more core work. We're gonna do a reverse crunch to a leg lower. Knees come in tabletop. If you wanna make it harder, your legs can be straight. Hands come back by your sides or cradle your head to remind you to relax. Hips come up to the sky, lower. Hips up, lower. So up, down is 1. We're doing 10 of those. Last thing for circuit B is some lateral burpees. You're gonna pick a spot to jump over. So for me, I'm picking this orange line in my mat. Sometimes I'll put a weight down and need to jump over. You're gonna do a tuck jump up and over, burpee. Up and over, burpee. We're doing 10 total there. So from the top, we got 10 single leg slide outs, really getting those hamstrings working. 10 plank with hip flexion on one side and then the other. We have 10 reverse crunch to leg lower and 10 lateral burpees. 10 minutes on the clock, let's hit it. Welcome to Circuit C, our last circuit of City to Summit. You guys have made it. Great work these last 4 weeks. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. So for our last circuit, all we need is a chair or a elevated surface. Our first exercise is going to be elevated lunges. One foot comes forward, the opposite toes come up onto the chair, and then hips face forward. Once you get your leg up there, you might want to pop your foot forward. Hips are facing forward. You're going to bend your front knee and stand. Bend and stand. You're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. It might feel nice to add a backpack there to load up some weight. Totally up to you. Our next one is going to be single leg hops for height. We want to get some nice power out of one leg. So you're going to stand on one leg, bend your knee, get low, jump as high as you can, land low. See how I wobbled there a little bit? That's okay, but I'm going to try not to do it next time. Bend, stand, land. This one's about height more than speed. So I'd rather you pause between each than boom, boom, boom. So that's 10 on each leg. Then we're going to do a quick core exercise. So I'm just going to scoot this out of the way for myself. You're going to lay on your back with your legs up overhead. You're going to reach your head, neck, and shoulders up and reach for your calf or your ankle. You're going to try to keep your head, neck, and shoulder lifted. Lower one leg and switch, 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 switch. Keeping your belly button pulled into your spine. You're going to lower each leg 10 times for a total of 20. Our last exercise of this circuit is single leg sit to stands, no kickstand. You're going to take your chair, you're going to sit down, knee over your ankle, other leg out straight, knees over toes, stand. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. To make it even harder, you're going to sit even lower. So play around with the chair height you have or any surface. Back from the top, we got 10 elevated lunges on both sides. We have 10 vertical hops for height, 10 alternating leg lowers on each side, and 10 single leg sit to stands on each side. 10 minutes on the clock, bring it home.